Hey, Stef. Hey,
Hello. Good, how are you?
thanks. Stef, when did you first start drumming?
When I was about 11 years old. I
Wow.
don't want to give away how old I am, but a long time. So yeah, about 11 years old I started. I would have started younger if my mum had got me drums earlier, but she thought it was just a phase. It was just a phase. But eventually she gave in and got over me begging for drums. And yeah, I've been playing ever since.
Yeah. And what made you gravitate to the drums?
My uncle played drums, so whenever he played, I was just always so drawn in and fascinated, and I always just wanted to play. So that's where I first saw it, and I was just, I don't know why, I just really was so drawn into it. And yeah, clearly I've got like a musical body as well, because I'd pick up a guitar and I'd work out how to play little melodies and etc. So I think, it's in my blood a little bit.
Yeah, you're one of the gifted ones. And you've gone so far with your drumming. I mean, you have degrees, of course, in music, but then you've also played on TV.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, I still remember that very first time I was on X Factor. I was just so nervous and so excited. And I remember that night I did my first performance and I came home and I actually broke out in hives from head to toe from how nervous I was. I will never forget it. It's the best story because, that's how much it meant to me and how nervous and passionate I was. But yeah, my body just went, oh my God, and just I broke out in hives. But it was the best experience, and I love anything TV related because it's different to a live gig experience. So yeah, it's always fun.
And speaking of live gigs, I mean, you've worked with some amazing artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the moment you're touring with Marcia Hines, is that right?
Yeah, even next week before Drummer Queens goes to Melbourne, I'm actually going down to Melbourne earlier with Marsha to do a show down there with her, and then I come back up and then I go back down again with the Drummer Queens and start our season down there. So yeah, I do a little bit of touring with Marsha when she does stuff, and that is just a ball and a half. It's so fun to play with her.
It must be. She's just a
Yeah.
legend. Yeah. And of course, down here in Melbourne, we all know about April SUN in St Kilda, which is happening next week. We can't wait. Yeah. Some really great lineups there. So it'll be good to see you on stage before Drummer Queens.
Correct. You'll see me in a whole different element.
Tell me about Drummer Queens. How did that come about?
So I think in about 2013, I think it was around then, Joe Caria, who is our music director and creator, he's also the music director for Tap Dogs. So he was auditioning female drummers to be in the Tap Dogs show. And he had an array of female drummers come and audition for him. And he realized, he's like, Sydney is full of amazing female drummers. So he came up with this genius idea to put an all female drumming show together. So it's been in the works since, about 2013-ish. And, we've been building it slowly over the past few years. And then we've got Nigel Carroll-Turner, who's our director. He came on board, and then Peter Anderson, our choreographer, came on board. And, and then we eventually have got it to where they've dreamed of it being, which is the big theatre show. So we did a lot of corporate stuff building up to it. And, our dream was always to have the big theatre show, and here we are.
Yeah. And it's amazing, like we've got all these drummers. Is there a storyline that ties it together, or is it just a series of performances?
It's essentially that we start in the underground world, and through the power of drums, we are generating and powering up the world. So it kind of starts with that whole underground feeling. And by the end of the show, we've reached like this ultimate like dance club because we have powered the world up through drumming. That's kind of our little journey, which is cool. And it's us girls who are generating the world.
Yeah. Oh, it's so empowering. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Probably one of the things that I love about this show is that I'm not sitting at the back anymore.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm used to. I'm a performer. So for me, I love the fact that I get to go up to the front of the stage and just show the audience my personality.
Yeah.
Probably one of the good things about this show as well is we're not all hiding behind an instrument. We actually all get up out of our shells and generate and show our personalities, which is really cool.
And not only, yeah, your instrument, you know, that big drum kit that you hide behind, but also, you know, the band in front of you. So that's fantastic. And there's 8 of you that really we get to follow and we learn about through the journey of the Drummer Queens. Is that right?
Correct. And each person has their unique character and name, and you know, it's unique to their personality. So our director always had the vision of it's just an extension of ourselves. So that's all, it kind of reflects all of us, who we are as actual people outside the show, but just extensions and more exaggerated versions of ourselves, which is pretty cool.
Fantastic. And have your family seen it? Because that would be interesting for them to see.
100%. I had so many people come and support me in Sydney. My family were definitely there. Mum and my sister were there on opening night, and they came again after. But they're incredibly proud because they know how long I've been one of the original drummer queens from 2013. So
wow.
They know how much it meant for me to be on this journey and finally get to be on the big stage. And everyone that came were just absolutely floored and loved it. So it was just good to hear people say, we left feeling like we wanted to dance, or we wanted to drum, or we wanted to like do something. And I'm like, that's excellent. Like, we love that people left feeling so good.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I told Mum, I go, Mum, the Drummer Queens are finally doing the stage show and we're going to go on tour. My mum just burst into tears.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Because she just knew how much that meant to me. And she was like, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. She was just, yeah. So it meant a lot to me, that it meant a lot to my mum too. So
yeah, definitely. And you've also spent some time overseas, haven't you?
Yeah.
Perfecting your craft. What was that like?
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time in LA and New York, mostly in LA. And I did some drum lessons with like the world's biggest drummers, like Gordon Campbell, who has literally like paid for everyone in America. I spent time with a musical producer called Prince Board, who was the Black Eyed Peas and will.i.am producer, and I spent time in their studio. It's just experiences that you can't get here. So it's just, you know, expanding knowledge and, you know, stepping out of the comfort zone of Australia, because, you know, the world is a musical journey as well. So I learned a lot there. But in saying that, I'm a bit of a homebody, and as much as I spent time there, I just missed home, and I will never regret anything I ever did, because everything was such an awesome learning experience in LA, and I took everything in that I possibly could. But I've brought it back here, and I want to continue building myself here because I love home. We live in such a beautiful country, and we still have lots of opportunity here, and I want to keep building that here.
Yeah, definitely. And do you also teach?
I do. I'm a music teacher.
But that would be great for your students, seeing your success and your journey.
Yeah. So when I showed them like some Drummer Queen stuff, they were just like, oh my God, like their jaws had dropped, because they were like, oh, we didn't realize she was actually that good. And it's like, yeah, like when I say I'm a professional, yeah, I am a professional. You know, I don't just go and jam in my bedroom. And so for them, when they actually see it, they're always like, oh, okay, she's the real deal. It's like, yeah, I am. I know what I'm talking about, kids, so listen up.
It's great that they've got such a great role model.
Yeah, absolutely. And I teach at an all-boys school at the moment as well. So I think for them to see a female so strong in what I do is, I think it's really important for them to see that.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Yeah. What do you see yourself doing next?
Ideally, I'd love to keep the show going and to keep showing the rest of the world what Drummer Queens is. Like, yeah, we're starting it here, but I think our dream is to really take it worldwide and get onto a bigger stage if possible. I still, no matter what, even if, you know, Drummer Queens isn't on the road, or if it becomes just an international show, then no matter what, I still want to be playing music as much as I can, even here in Australia. So for me, my dream doesn't end after this, and I'm hoping that it just brings more and more, and it's just a seed in the garden for now. So yeah.
What is your scene?
My scene is a loving world surrounded by amazing people, beautiful music, and more love. I think the world needs more love. So, you know, and I think for me, doing this show is literally my dream come true, because we are showing the world how women can generate a whole new world through music and through drumming, which is so male dominated. So for me, it's that's what it is. We are showing them what we do, what we love, and how we can make people feel good by doing that. So Drummer Queens is my scene.